Hi, fourth graders, welcome back. Today we're going to go back and review multiplication 2-digit times 2-digit. So we're going to use a couple strategies today. We're going to use traditional multiplication, which is the way probably your parents learned in school. And we're also going to use the lattice method. So first we're going to start off with the lattice method. Our problem we're going to start with today is 45 times 16. So, if you don't have paper, please pause this video and go grab a pencil and a piece of paper so you can review this, or you can, if you remember how to do the lattice, go ahead and try to do it on your own and then check with this video. Okay, so if you recall, when we have a 2-digit times 2-digit using lattice method, we're going to draw a box. Okay, I'm using my finger, so my box is a little crooked. All right, now we know that this is a 2-digit times 2-digit, so we're going to end up having 4 squares in our box. So we're going to have 45. And I always like to say with a side of 16. So we're going to label 16 on the side. All right, in my class, we like to say that we ninja slice our boxes. So let's go ninja slice. Ooh, slice. We're going to slice that box in half. All right, and then I'm going to slice that last box in half. All right, now, this is going to be interesting with my fingers in the tiny boxes. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with our first box. So we're going to take a look right here. Box 1, that would be this box right here, yep. We're going to multiply the 5 and the 1. So it's kind of like, if you remember Battleship, we're going to multiply those two numbers. 5 times 1 is 5. Now, we're going to write the 0 in the top of the box and the 5 inside. If we put the 5 up top and the 0 below, that would say 50. So that's how we got to be careful and check. It looks like 5. Now we're going to use kind of like that method where we use Battleship. We're going to go across 4 times 1. So we're actually going to look at this second box. 4 times 1 is 4. So again, we're going to write a 0 in the top. Doesn't really look like a 0, sorry. And a 4. Okay, now we're going to go to the next box. That's this one over here. All right, and we're going to multiply the 5 times the 6. 5 times 6 is 30, right? So we're going to write 3, 0 in the box. And then we're going to go to the last box, this one, and we're going to multiply 4 times 6. So slide your fingers together. Yep, 4 times 6 is 24, right? So we're going to put a 2 and a 4 in the box. Now, we're going to add up our diagonals in the lattice. So if you recall, this first diagonal here, this is the ones place. This diagonal is the tens. This diagonal would be the hundreds. And this diagonal would be the thousands, right? Okay, so we're going to add up the inside. So our first diagonal, we just have a 0. We're going to write a 0 here. Okay, done. We go to the tens diagonal, we're going to add up 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. So we are going to have to regroup. So we're going to put our 2 down here in the tens diagonal. Okay. And then we are going to carry the 1 up here in the hundreds. Now, I tell my class to circle that so we don't forget it. All right. Now, I like to start in this hundreds diagonal at the top so I don't forget that 1. I'm going to say 1 plus 0. I know that's 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. So we're going to write that 7 there. Okay, good. Now, we're going to go up to the thousands. I know it's a funny looking 0. Sorry about my finger. We're going to add that up. Still a 0. Okay, the last thing I like to do, let's see if I can change my color here. I tell my kids to make a jelly bean around the product or the answer. So I'm going to do that right now. and then I'm going to write it over here. Okay, so if we do that, you can write down the 0 if you want to in the front, but which is the thousands place, but you don't have to. So if we leave that out, we're going to just write 720. So 45 times 16 gives us a product of 720 and 0. All right. So I'm hoping that refreshes your memory. Don't worry, we'll do some more practice problems. But I'm also going to show you in our next video the traditional method. So some of you may be familiar with traditional. Some of you may need a little bit of a review. All right, fourth graders, good job.